Okay, that's it. Good evening. Recently in Europe, a lot of test rides has been done, so hopefully we can debate some of them. I'm still waiting, making some small adjustments to the live stream, so we'll be able to see your comments and discuss about all these test rides which they were done. See your comments and discuss about all these test rides which they were done. Live streams, where are they? Okay, this one. Transmission streams. Okay. All right. I'm looking forward and I wait your comments because we're gonna discuss about all these test rides which were done here. Let me see your comments also over here. I'm trying to open it so I can see it, visualize it on the phone. All right. Okay, so I have all your comments here. Okay, so I have all your comments here.
Cumpărați acțiuni fracționare cu comision 0.
Okay, can see over there.
Cumpărați acțiuni fracționare cu comision 0.
Okay. Good. Live chat. All right. All right. All right.
Een van de belangrijkste comebacks in 2023. Een van de belangrijkste comebacks in 2023.
Okay, MCN.
Welcome to MCN. Now before I talk about the bike I've been riding today, the Honda XL750 TRANSALP, I want to talk to you a little bit about
Good evening.
this engine. So
Tonight we're trying to discuss the new test rides which were done with the new TRANSALP in Europe. We have one of the first ones was this one from MCN Motorcycle News, but we have test rides done in most of the country. It was a Honda press conference, and a lot of YouTubers were participating and riders were participating to this event, and we are trying to see what the conclusions were after these tests. The conclusions were after these tests. This one from MCN Motorcycle News. This was among the first test rides which was done. Usually the impression was quite positive from what I can see. Actually, this review was 99% positive, to be honest. This one from MCN Motorcycle News. Actually, this review was 99% positive, to be honest. This one from. Thank you, Joe. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, I'm really glad about your purchase, the NC750X. Hopefully, you will enjoy it as much as I did. I'm really glad about your purchase. I did my best to give some advices from my experience with the Honda NC. Now we're trying to see what can we expect from the new TRANSALP, which will be my new bike. But yeah, it's frustrating to stay here and just check it out how others are testing the bike, and I have to wait until June to get my bike. It's quite a long time to wait until June, but hopefully this wait will make the experience, the first experience riding the new TRANSALP more pleasant. Alright, so this MCN, everybody received somehow similar videos with the new TRANSALP, some video footage, something like this. I see this footage presented in most of the videos. Yeah, they were quite impressed about the bike, although the specs are not one of the best when you compare it with the V-Strom, when you compare with the Tenere and all the other bikes. Although the specs are not one of the best when you compare it with the V-Strom, when you compare with the Tenere. Yes. Now I have the Honda Vision, which I use for city commuting, and of course I'm waiting for my new TRANSALP, which I will receive it in June. Until then, I have to ride. I stick with the Vision, which is not a bad option. Let's go back to this MCN.
6 foot tall. I don't really have a problem with bikes being too tall, but a lot of riders on the launch here, the smaller riders, I've been talking to them, 5'7" riders, this bike's fine for them. They say it's one of the only adventure bikes they can get their feet flat on the floor at a standstill. So although it looks imposing,
Joe.
it's
I was
quite
actually
soft, nice, low,
making this decision
quite
like fast. It was an opportunity at that time. Opportunity to sell the NC
nice
and get this TRANSALP as fast as possible,
so
to be able to receive it in the first delivery, because the second delivery it's coming up late in the year, in October, November, something like that.
There's lots of space for the pillion as well, because although this bike,
okay, so this guy it's actually presenting the
longer, wider subframe, perfect, because
okay, so this guy it's actually presenting the
for pillions and all the extra luggage you can bolt to it. Anything I'd say about the seat is we've ridden this bike.
Yes, it's difficult to buy, and not only that it's difficult to buy, but it's not so available. At least in the first delivery dates, because the first deliveries are coming up in May, April, who's lucky, May also, and yeah, it's really frustrating to wait for such a long time to have the bike, at least in the first delivery, because the second delivery, hopefully they will have more units.
Bigger and a little bit heavier, so yeah, the TRANSALP feels very Africa Twin-like. One of the things I've really
about the starting price. Yeah, it's the moto show will take place in April in Romania, and the starting price here in Romania it's 11,600 euros or 11,700 euros, something like that. This is one of the highest starting prices from what I can compare with, because when we speak about prices, just a second, yeah, so let's speak about price. I will answer you, Joe, just a second. So of course in Romania, here is the official price, which you can see over here. Just a second. So of course in Romania, here is the let's see. They say request an offer. Okay, but I receive an email. Let me give you. Request an offer. Just a second. Okay, but I receive an email. Let me Honda TRANSALP. Just a second. Official price. So the new price, you have it. This is the email from the dealer. Okay, so the new TRANSALP will cost in Romania 11,550 euros, VAT included. And the first units, they say, are coming up in June, July, which is which is very late. The demo bikes are coming also, and the delivery delays are caused by the transportation system, because some countries are receiving the bikes, countries like England, Italy, Greece, France, they are receiving the bike in the first deliveries, maybe April, also May, quite fast. But because of the transportation delays, the bike it's coming quite late here in my country, and the price will be 11,550 euros. All the taxes are included. And when we compare it, of course, with this price, we go back to the price, because this price is influenced by many factors. Honda Italy. When we check it in Italy, because in Italy the price it's 10,000 euros 500. Honda Moto Italy. Honda Moto Italy, just a second. Honda Moto Italy. Honda Moto Italy, just a second. So we have here the new TRANSALP in Italy, Scorpi di Più. We have here. Where is it? Okay, let me just be able to click it. Scorpi di Più. Where is it? Okay, let me just. Okay, so we have the price from Italy. Where is it? Where is the price? Okay, so we have the price from Italy, which should be 10,600 euros. Where is the price? Sorry about this. Caratteristiche e prezzi. So look, 10,690 euros. Caratteristiche e prezzi. 10,690 euros. But this price is influenced, as I said, about the transportation costs, which are higher or lower depending on the country. The taxes also are influencing the prices. There are many factors which are actually influences the prices. The taxes also are influencing the prices. Joe, you can check out my answers in the previous videos why I decided to change from the NC. The simple reason was that I was able to sell it very fast at a good price, and it was available at that time a program which I could buy the TRANSALP a little bit cheaper with a 1,500 euro reduction from the state, which is applied for the new vehicles. So actually I will pay for the new TRANSALP 10,000 euros, which is I think a good bargain. Actually I will pay for the new TRANSALP 10,000. Yes, same as in Bulgaria. And in Bulgaria, how you are able to take the bike? Do you have any news? Maybe you can share it with us. In Bulgaria, how you are able to take the bike? Do you have any news? Maybe you can share it with us. Okay, let's get back to the MCN. They were testing this bike
standard equipment
on the road, mostly on the road, but also they check out some light off-roads like this one.
and they're available in
So
packs
check
with
it
the
out.
release.
Mostly on the road, but also they check out some light off-roads like this one. Look at this one. So you can see how the suspension is working. You can see the riding position. Look at this one. So yes, Joe, a very good price. Suspension is working. You can see the riding position. Look at this one. So let me see the camera. Just a second. Okay, we change it. Okay, good. Let me see the camera. Let's get back. Okay, we change it. Okay, so they were able to test it on some light off-roads like this one. Basically, the bike handled quite well. There is a minus with the tires because the tires are not made to ride on these muddy roads. They are mostly road tires. The Dunlop Mixture, and also the Karoo. They have also an option with the Karoo. I think these ones are the Karoos. And also the Karoo. They have also an option with the Karoo. I think these ones. What is very nice is that this bike offers quite a thrill, and it's very fun to ride on the twisties because of its power and the way that the power is delivered. Very fun to ride. Look at here the suspension travel on the front. And the way that the power is delivered. So this guy talks only positives. Look at here the suspension travel. Nothing about any negative about this bike. Talks only positives. Nothing about any negative about this bike.
What I like this is designed for kind of quite simple trails, and Honda took us on one of those today. Even though it'd been raining, it was quite slippery, and for me it was relatively easy to control. The only thing for me is because I'm tall, the bar's probably too low for standing up.
So what the conclusion was that the bike was quite easy to be ridden, even in the off-roads. You have a possibility to use the gravel option on the riding mode. Yeah, it's we need to adapt. Now it's a classic motorcycle without the frunk, without any any storage, extra storage like has the NC, but we need to make the next step. I think it's a step forward for at least for me as a rider. We need to make the next step. Okay, what we have here, the next one. For me as a rider. Just a second. It's this one. Here the next one. Just a second. It's this one. Everybody was actually testing this one. Everybody was actually testing this one. Also in Netherlands. Someone from Netherlands. So this they're all using this video shots. Someone from Netherlands. So this they're all using this video
2023 vandaag in van deze 20 dat het nog altijd
some tests they were made in Portugal, some tests were made in England, I think also Italy and France. Some tests they were made in Portugal, some tests were made in England.
Dat Honda toch wel
I think also Italy and France.
dat op de weg uitstekend. We gaan zien van het
Yeah, the impression was quite good.
In een neutraal.
But there is one test ride which I really appreciated. Quite good. It was one test ride when we could hear also the exhaust. One test ride which I really appreciated. It was one test ride when we could hear also the exhaust. Where is it? Just a second, because Ah, this one I like. This one I like. This guy from Moto Bob. He was actually more willing to offer details. Okay, so check out the price here in England: £9,499. And when we translate this in euros, it's just slightly over 10,500 euros. And check out this price. I think it's one of the best ones in England.
Significantly less than the competition.
It's significantly less than the competition, but this is a but here, because actually the competition offers also some accessories on this bike. The competition offers also some accessories on this bike. Yes, Joe, I think it's a next step up for me. This is my feeling. I will learn much more because I'm just at the beginning of this adventure riding. So I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna learn quite a lot. And I want to test and check out this new motorcycle perspective, more off-roads. And I was used with the mountain biking, but now with the motorcycle on the off-road, it's a total different story. Yeah, so we have this guy here, which was more honest with us.
So clearly you've got some pretty significant adaptations required to make this bike fit for purpose for adventure riding and adventure touring. And we'll start with
so he was actually willing to
withstand those heavier impacts that you're more likely to encounter when you're riding off-road. But also they've made the subframe longer and wider, a lot more substantial, and that's for both carrying a passenger and luggage.
Okay, so now we can compare the frames with the Hornet and the TRANSALP. The TRANSALP actually has the Hornet frame, and on the back side they make it longer, and you can see here that it's made longer to be willing to have more space for the pillion. It's a rear subframe which is mounted on the back side. So you can actually see the difference. It's quite similar in front with the downpipes, rear shock mount, engine hanger, and what the TRANSALP has. Okay, it has a subframe, just a small rear subframe. Nothing more, nothing like V-Strom or even the Touareg, which has a complete subframe.
Giving you a bit more space and comfort for doing bigger miles in the saddle. Yet, at the same time as adding this extra strength and size to the frame, it's still pretty lightweight. I mean, they were keen to tell us in the press. At the same time as adding this extra.
Yes, Joe, indeed, it's more refined. It's more the engine. It's they really tested. They really put up some effort on the engine.
Last night that it's 10% lighter than the frame that they use on the CB500.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting observation with this, what this Moto Bob says. The frame of the TRANSALP, it's lighter than the frame from the CB500X. Let's hear it again.
It's still pretty lightweight. I mean, they were keen to tell us in the press briefing last night that it's 10% lighter than the frame that they use on the CB500X.
Okay, so the frame
which is of course a substantially smaller bike than this. Now that's one of the contributing factors to a pretty impressive.
Which is quite impressive. And I think this weight of the TRANSALP was one of the top reasons why this bike will sell more than the V-Strom 800D. When you compare 208 kilos with 230, man, it's a difference, you know. So it's a decision which is not hard to be made.
massive wet weight or curb weight. It's 208 kilograms, and that makes it look pretty favorable when you look at some of the competition. I mean, the Tenere 700 is pretty much the benchmark in this category, and the Transalp comes in
205 for the Tenere, the Transalp 208.
Pretty close, it's not far off at all. And also you've got the Suzuki V-Strom 800DE, which was launched at a similar time to this at EICMA last year. That bike's quite a bit more weighty than the Transalp, so definitely one of the key.
So 230 kilos, that's quite a lot, huh?
Strength of this bike, and you can feel that.
Although the specs of the V-Strom, the specs are quite top over the Tenere, over the Transalp, but man, 230 kilos, it's more than the
smallness and
Twin.
Agility when you're out on the road and on the trails. Now look, we didn't do a massive amount of off-roading, primarily travel, but I think that's exactly where Honda are positioning it. This is primarily a bike for road riding and touring, but it does sit fairly tall with a decent amount of travel and ground clearance. And
okay, we just have to see, you know, how this bike will.
You do get the 21-inch spoke front wheel.
So these are the tires. These are the Karoo tires. 90-90-21. You can see they look similar. The pattern looks similar with the Pirelli Scorpion, which they are placed on the Tenere.
In the 18 rear, so that
21 inch
gives you better rolling off.
We can see here Karoo street tires. These are this is one of the options for the Transalp. We have the Karoo street tires, and we have also the Dunlop. This is one of the options. The Dunlop
and also the option.
We have the Karoo street tires, and we have also the
to fit some decent off-road rubber. The standing position is serviceable too. There's off-road foot pegs in the accessories catalogue, and also you've got some protection option hardware. This isn't a proper hardcore off-roader. It's not as off-road biased as something like is light and engaging, and you don't really notice so that they're more friendly, despite the fact that I think it's that relatively low weight that really stands out to me and contributes to it feeling light on its feet. And of course, it also contributes to a decent power to weight ratio, which they pointed out to us in the press briefing is better than most of their similar offerings. Contributes to a decent power to weight ratio, which they pointed out.
Not only the low weight, it's
only matched by the base Africa Twin,
and when we but also the power weight ratio. So check out here. This is the power weight ratio. Just a second to be sure that you will see this picture. Okay, it's visible. Check out here. This is the power weight ratio. Just a second to be sure that you will see.
Pretty light, and that's
okay, so check out the power to weight comparison. This is the Transalp over here with 0.32, and we have the Africa Twin, which has 0.32 and 0.31 for the Adventure Sport, which is heavier, and of course it has a different ratio. And check out the NC 750X has 0.2. The power to weight ratio, and CB500X 0.18. So when you compare this power to weight comparison, power to weight ratio, then you place the Transalp on a top 3.
But also, it makes pretty
even on
decent
top
power figures as well. So it's the same engine, effectively, as the Hornet, a 755cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank. And while they have made a few adaptations for this specific bike, so things like the air intake ducts are a little longer, and they say that...
Okay, so what they changed, it's the air intake when you compare with the Hornet.
Gives it more torquiness in the low to...
They say it can help giving us more torquiness. This is the air filter placement.
And they say that gives it more torquiness in 55cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank. And while they have made a few adaptations for this specific bike, so things like the air intake ducts are a little longer, and they say that gives it more torquiness in the low to mid-range.
Air intake is longer.
That you get with the Africa Twin. You know, there's headline peak torque and peak power figures are pretty much exactly the same as the Hornet. Yes, it's got that low to mid-range that you'd expect from a 750k of RPM to...
And here it's the graphic, number of engine revolution, the output, and this is the curve, strong mid, top and power. starting from
Go and you can
7,500
just rev
RPMs.
that little bit further, and you've got pretty much like 20 horsepower more on top versus something like the.
So what this guy says is that you have on top of the revs starting from 7,500 up to 9,500, you have quite some power, and this is very useful when you're trying to take off. You know, when you're trying to take off some cars and you want a fast takeoff, a fast approach. You need to pass very fast the cars in front. Then this 20 horsepower more than the 10 rev, for example, may help you in different road situations. But it's nice to know that you have this power over there and you can use it, especially on a top rev. It's nice to know that you have this on a top rev starting from 7,500. Especially on a top rev. Okay, let's hear a little bit the sound of the bike.
Apply the throttle. To apply the throttle.
Let's check it out. For stock exhaust, I can say it's a pretty decent sound. I can imagine this bike with the Akrapovic exhaust, but it's slightly better than the
especially when you start
NC,
to
for example.
apply the throttle. So there is
not bad, not bad.
a decent soundtrack as well as the induction sound when you're darting between corners, but the fun stuff is just one.
Okay.
Decent soundtrack as well as the induction sound when you're darting between corners, but the fun stuff is just one.
Okay.
Decent soundtrack as well as the induction sound when you're darting between corners, but the fun stuff is just side of what this bike does well, and I fully expect a lot of customers to be eyeing one up for more practical duties like commuting and moderate touring. Comfort-wise, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not as substantial as something like Africa Twin, where the tank really does flare out and give you that wind protection, and it feels a lot more like a cocoon. But I'd say for a bike of this stature, you know, wind protection's.
Yeah, when you put these bikes together, man, it's such a difference, such a significant look difference.
Pretty decent,
you know?
especially with these accessory handguards. And while it does sort of cut the wind about here, I didn't notice any annoying buffeting, which I think for me is preferable. I'd rather have a.
Okay, now when it comes to the windshield, what have they noticed is that there is some wind is coming. The wind is coming, you can feel it, but you don't feel the buffeting, which is better not to feel the buffeting than to feel some wind is coming, but not like you feel the buffeting. To be honest, and the NC at speeds over 130, 120, there was some buffeting on the front size, on the front part, but because this bike it's quite slim, quite narrow, you can see its shape, at least from the windscreen and from the way it's structured. It's quite slim, and it seems like it offers better, not a wind protection, but a better buffeting protection.
My sort of chin line and leaves me.
Seems like it offers better. Yes, Joe, I don't know what to say. I don't make any plans. I was planning also to keep my NC for a couple of years. I kept it for 4 years, but you know, maybe it comes a moment when you switch it, when the moment is coming, you can change it. You don't know when the moment will be. Maybe it will be in 1 year, maybe it will be in 2 years, maybe it will be in 10 years. This we have to decide, then we have to see. I have to ride the bike and then make an idea about how I'm gonna keep the bike or not.
Well, it feels perfectly natural to me and nice and comfortable. A little bit more biased perhaps towards road.
Okay, so we have this, looks like these are some handguard risers which are placed here. These handguard risers are quite
riding, but I'm
high,
sure you could
and I think they are actually easy to be replaced. They are easy replaceable. From this position, we can put some risers here over the risers, or you can replace. They look like it's easier to replace the handbar risers when you need them. Maybe you need
something that's a bit more
some higher position for the handguards.
standing. And then in terms of the seat height, it's
850 millimeters for the seat. For me, I changed Varadero XL for the NC. Yeah, it's a good choice. I think you did. You bought a much more practical bike, in my opinion. It's a good choice. I think you did. You bought. I can see myself on the screen. Okay, so the seat looks okay. What I don't like is this slope again, man. It's the thing which I was running from the NC, this slope of the seat over here. You can see here it has some wrinkle in the front part.
If you are doing majority road riding, but I think it's also easy enough to get on with, and I can get both feet just about down.
Okay, so this guy is able to put its both feet on the ground, which it's actually a good thing
Over to one side just to get
when you consider that this bike will ride some off-roads.
Probably the right balance for a bike of this style. Also got to say, with that bigger subframe, there is plenty of space for the passenger.
Good news, it's also there is quite some place for the passenger. I'm planning to ride with my wife, and I'm glad to see that the pillion seat it's quite spacious. It has more place for movement. At least look how long it is. It's quite long. You have plenty of movement space, and it's also the thickness. It's quite decent. Also the the side support for the hands. It's also very reachable.
To make sure there's room for the passenger's leg, and I also always
I don't know what to say about the side cases.
really substantial grab rail. It's a lot more reassuring when you're on the back of a bike, when you've really got something like that that's proper firm and bulky to hang on to. Now, another key strength of this 750 platform from Honda is just how much functionality they've been able to pack into a bike at.
Yeah, it speaks also about the functionality. Indeed, indeed. Yes, the riding modes, the way you can change them, the dashboard is very visible. Yeah, hopefully we can see on this dashboard, we can see the engine temperature. Check it out here. It's 98 Celsius, 99. It's very useful, huh? To be able when you can rev it after it's warmed up. So 99 Celsius, you can check it out here. You can see the oil. This is the oil temperature. 98 Celsius, you can check it out here. You can see the oil. This is the oil temperature. Maybe we can have also a temperature indicator. Hopefully, who knows? Maybe we can find out. We can have also a temperature indicator. Hopefully, I don't see it on the dashboard. We see here the average fuel consumption. The bike was ridden on the off-road, and we have 5.4. That's quite a lot, huh? 5.4, but this bike was ridden on the off-road. So we can see the date here, man. What's happened? Maybe they don't adjust the date. It's 25 November 2022. It's impossible to have this ridden on that date. Okay, what we have here, we have the riding mode explained. Let's check them out. Okay, what we have here.
Ground. Riding modes are excellent too. I mean, you get 5 to choose from, which is a real contrast to something like the Tenere 700, which just gets ABS essentially. Whether that's a good or bad, it's a real contrast.
Okay, so we have 5 riding modes to be from where we can choose. Let's have a short overview about these riding modes. We have the sport mode, which has the power level at 4. The engine brake, which is consists of 3 levels. So basically, when you put 1, it's the most powerful engine brake. Then you have the selectable traction control. We have 5 levels. Seems like one. It's one of the most sportive. And ABS 2 levels plus rear off. So this is what we can see here as a difference. On the gravel mode, we have the ABS levels, 2 levels plus rear off. ABS off-road, so 2 out of 1 out of 2. Okay. So sport mode, standard mode, rain. We have the less power on the rain mode. So sport mode, standard mode, rain. We have the less power. And the user mode. This user mode, it's you have to use it when you're able to accommodate yourself with the first 4 modes: sport, standard, and rain. For example, on the user mode, you can actually take off the rear ABS on the off-road. Only the rear ABS you are able to take off. I'm not sure you can disable completely the front ABS. Because when we look at the gravel mode, we have the off-road. So off ABS off. 2 levels plus rear off. Okay, so basically on the off-road you're using 1 level ABS for the front, and the rear ABS it's off, but you're still keeping one level for the front ABS from what I can see here. The gravel mode, okay, rain mode. So when we compare the gravel mode with the rain mode, we can see here the traction control for 3. Okay, we have to really play with it.
Contrast to something like the Tenere 700, which just gets ABS. Here you've got sport, road, rain. Thing is really a question of personal taste, but here you've got sport, road, rain, gravel, and user. I'm sure you can imagine what sport, road, and rain feel like, but gravel, it sort of allows a little bit more slip, but there is still some TC. You've still got ABS on the front, and they've also dialed down the power delivery, so it's more of like a safe off-road mode. But fortunately, you've got the user setting where you can switch all that stuff off, bring the power levels back up, and also get the engine braking dialed into your taste. So
okay, so on the user mode, it seems like you are able to take off the front ABS, right?
even if you're quite an advanced off-road rider, there's plenty of customization available, and you should be able to find a combination that works for your riding style. Then you've got the Bluetooth connectivity, you've got self-cancelling indicators, the emergency brake light feature, LED lighting all round, and there's not bite the bucks. I mean, this sort of tricolour version looks really good to me, especially with the gold rims. But then to have a black option and a dark grey option feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity to do something a touch more jazzy, like a...
Yeah, indeed, it's really frustrating. No. Traction control is not optional. It's included in the package. Everything which you saw, Joe, in the video description. Traction control is not optional. It's included in the package. Everything. So every option which is presented in the dashboard, it's available. All the riding modes and everything. In the dashboard, it's available. All the riding modes and everything. Oh, okay.
this bike in the flesh a few times at EICMA last year and at Motorcycle Live. Panniers, colour, but I'd love to know what you think of the looks down in the comments. But ultimately, there's a gap in Honda's range does that, but also outside that, this is meant to be the gravel stuff, you know, pretty damn well as one of its abilities as an all-rounder.
I like this part. Check out, this guy is riding a little bit aggressively here. Just a second. I like this part. Check out, this guy is riding a little bit aggressively here. Just a second. We can see it here. Check it out. It really pushes it, huh? We can see it here. Check it out. It really pushes it, huh? We can see it here. Check it out. It really pushes it, huh?
Get out and demo ride to see if it's right for you.
Okay, so this was the first review which I appreciated from the Motobob YouTube channel. Okay, so this was, then comes the Moto Netherlands. They also tested it. Then comes the Moto Netherlands. Okay, they also tested it. Maybe we can have some subtitles here. Okay.
Een van de belangrijkste comebacks in 2023 is die van de Honda TRANSALP. En wij zijn hem hier komen testen in Portugal. Nu, het ziet er allemaal heel zonnig en mooi uit en dat was het ook op het einde van de testrit. Maar we hebben ook een 3-4 uren gereden in gietende regen, koudere temperaturen, mist ook. Dus de TRANSALP, die in al zijn veelzijdigheid rustig en snel moet kunnen rijden.
The engine sound, yes, let me put it once again. Just a second. It was done here. Yes, let me put it once again. Just a second, Joe. We have it here. So the sound was quite decent. I think it was on the MCN channel or on this. Was quite decent. Just a second. I think it was on the MCN channel or on this. No MCN. It was on Motobob. Just a second. Where is it? Ah, okay. So here we have the sound. Let's hear it one more time. Where is it? Ah, okay. So here we have the sound. Let's
strength and size to the frame. It's and ground clear. Strength and size to the frame. It's pretty decent power figures as well. So it's the same engine effectively as the Hornet, a 755cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank. You start to apply the throttle.
So let's hear it one more time, Joe.
Actually, when you start to apply the throttle. Apply the throttle.
Let me see if I can make it louder. Just a second. Let me see if I can make it louder.
So there is a decent soundtrack at the throttle.
Let's check it out. Lower frequency.
So there is a
like a single piston engine cross bike. Yeah, I have to hear it a little bit more. But definitely it's more profound than the one from the NC. I think it sounds nicer than the Tenere, at least with the stock exhaust. Okay, I have the sound from the Tenere also. Let's compare it, because I made it on my channel. Just a second to put the sound from the Tenere, because I think it's more much. It has also the stock exhaust from the Tenere, because I think it's more much. It has also the stock exhaust from the Tenere. Okay, good. I think it's more. Just a second. It has also the stock exhaust from the Tenere. Okay, good. Okay. Just a second. It has also the stock exhaust. Okay, let's check out the exhaust from the Tenere. Motorcycle reviews. Okay, let's check out the exhaust from the Tenere. Motorcycle reviews. Okay, let's check it out. Exhaust from the Tenere. Motorcycle reviews. Meet and greet. Motorcycle reviews.
Make the leap. Bring what you do online with GoDaddy. Whatever your thing is.
Okay, I have it.
Hey guys, Chris Froome here.
I have the sound from the Tenere. Just a second.
Whatever your thing is.
Okay, and we can
Hey guys,
compare it.
Chris Froome here.
Okay, we'll compare the sound. Just a second. Okay, we have it here. Okay, we'll compare the sound. Just a second. Let's hear it. Not bad, huh? The Tenere sounds quite nice, huh? Quite nice, huh? Okay, Tenere, and then from the Tenere comes the Transalp.
you start to apply the throttle. So there is a decent.
And then let's see, here's the Tenere. And then let's see, here's the Tenere. I like also the Tenere. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. The stock exhaust from the Tenere sounds not bad at all. But the Transalp comes from behind. Yeah, Tenere sounds better. Yes, sure, we can fix it. This is not my main target, to have a louder exhaust. Yeah, the Tenere sounds louder, but not so low in the low vibrations.
So there is.
Yeah, the Tenere sounds better. The Tenere stock exhaust sounds much better. Yeah, not much better, but better. let's be honest. This is the reality. Okay, it's this guy in this guy in Holland. Let's put down the desktop audio a little bit down.
Maar vooral ook moet bewijzen dat de Transalp in 2023 dat zich
Okay.
kan meten met de moderne mid-cannon cilinder Honda. Zet bovenaan als je echt een 5 rijmodi.
Another thing which the people were impressed, it's how the bike is leaning on the corners. Okay, okay, we see 3rd of March, another date which the bike was tested. And here we see the temperature of the oil temperature. 3rd of March, another date which the bike was tested. And here we see the temperature of the oil temperature. Yeah. 3rd of March, another date which the bike was tested. And here we see the everybody speaks about its weight.
Je zit uitstekend beschermd tegen. Ook iets breder dan je zou verwachten.
And check out the seat again.
Ook iets breder dan je zou verwachten. Is ja, iets breder dan je zou verwachten. Ook iets breder dan je zou.
The side, it's a little wider. The side, the seat, it's a little bit wider from what we'd expect from it.
Typisch is voor het hoofd hier terug te vinden. Wordt ook heel hard aangedacht. Maar bijvoorbeeld
they were riding in the rain, or I cannot see. Okay, it's a little bit rain here.
Uitstekend beschermd en het is niet instelbaar. Eerst dachten we
they were riding in the rain, or
instelbaar windscherm. Altijd handig onder groot gebruik. Dit is laag genoeg om niet te hinderen. Perfect uit of aan hogere snelheden. Een offroad helm gelast bij hoge snelheden. Deze afdekklep op het vizier. Dus dat is een teken dat de windbescherming goed zit. Al de rest is net zo goed. Ook. En ja, verrassend eigenlijk dat je zo ontspannen zit en toch nog met de voeten vrij laag daaraan toegevoegd op de drogere wegen. En dat is
yeah, everybody said that this bike was able to be ridden very fast in the corners. Because of the way it accelerates and the way it can take the corners with its 21-inch front wheel. It accelerates and the way it can take the corners. So basically you can ride it on this type of roads. Check them out, huh? This light off-road, the nice landscape left and right. This light off-road, I think it's perfect for this bike. I don't know if you can do more than this. I don't know how it will be. You can adjust the preload and that's it. And on the rear we can see that it's a similar preload adjustment as it is as it was or as it is on the Honda NC. You have this spring here. Perhaps there are seven preload adjustments. We have this spring here.
Met een motorfiets van deze
Perhaps there are seven preload adjustments.
In Nederland. En dan krijg je hier een motorfiets met tegenbare tractie die afhangigheid. Dus een motorfiets waar je gerust...
So this guy actually just presenting the specs, nothing more. Okay, we have a test made in Italy. Just presenting the specs, nothing more. Okay, we have a test made in Italy. Okay, let's just a second, let's get back. Automatic translation, and we go to English. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Okay, we have these guys in Italy. They were able to test the bike on the rainy days. Okay, we have these guys in Italy. Finally, we can touch it and try it. Test the bike on the rainy days. Finally, we can touch it and try it. As finally we arrived, many have gone from the exit of the... Okay. Good. As finally we arrived, many have gone from the exit of the... Okay. You're just presenting the bike. I'm happy to see the TRANSALP on light off-road on a rainy day. So I'm really curious to see how the test was working. Yeah, they kept quite some lines from the old Transalp, from the old 1987 Transalp, the first one. Yeah, like everyone said, the front could have they could have done a better job in the front part, on the headlight and on the front part of the bike. The bike could have been just slightly more aggressive on the front part, so it would have been nice to do that. But again, I'm very happy to see this test ride done in a rainy day on a light off-road in a nice area somewhere in Italy. And yeah, we want to see this bike, how it will perform in the most dangerous road situations. No, but this is a pretty decent bike. It can do it. I'm pretty sure that it can take you. You can see the size of it. It's quite long. The riding position, it's quite comfortable. You have access to put your feet on the ground, even though you are not so a high person. Quite comfortable. You have access to put your feet on the ground, even though you are not so a high person. Joe, it's not coming. It's not coming with the crash bar and extra lights from the factory. Actually, the bike comes naked, without crash bar, without engine guard protection, without nothing. So without headlights, without nothing, without fog lights. So the bike comes from the factory actually bold, you know, like so to speak. And this could be a good thing if you are thinking to buy aftermarket or other company accessories for this bike. But it's a bad thing when you're thinking that you have to invest another amount of money when you put 10,500 euros on the bike, and then you have to put another 700 euro at least to have the bike properly accessorized for the off-roads, you know. So it's not coming from the factory with this crash bar. This is optional. Everything is optional on the bike. So it's not coming from the factory with this found. Obviously we have the 2-cylinder which is made its debut. Okay, found. Obviously we have the 2-cylinder which is made its debut. Okay, with this we know we changed the engine, which is now the engine is more compact, and this helped to have a somehow the bike more packed and more compact. It should be ready for, yeah, all the bikes should be ready for adventure from the start. But we know that this is not happening, Joe, because the manufacturers, the accessories manufacturers need to have an extra gain out of this, and also the Honda must have some more money. So when you're thinking that they are selling this bike, people are saying it's a psychological thing. You're thinking you're buying a cheaper bike which costs less than the competition, but on the end of the day we have to put 700, maybe 1,000 euro more, and at the end of the day you have maybe a more expensive bike than the competition, which is offering you some extra accessories like Suzuki V-Strom does, or as the Aprilia Touareg has. So you're paying more actually, yeah. Extras are very expensive, starting from the top case. You will not believe how expensive the top case. Each each pack, rally pack, adventure pack, these are costing not less than 700 euros. So when you add at least 700 euros on the bike, then you will have a price tag which is much higher than the 10,500 euros which the bike comes with. Which is much higher than the 10,500 euros which the bike comes with. 67,5 kW, che poi sono 92 cavalli, a 9.000. Okay, so we can see the bike here is ridden on the off-road. Okay, so we can see the bike. What we know for sure that the bike is performing pretty decent on the on-road. We know it has enough power. We have 92 horsepower. That's more than enough power to put it on the road. We have riding modes which can be switched between them. We have a comfortable position. We have a comfortable suspension, 21/18 wheel, and the bike it's perfectly suited for on-road. But for the off-road, we have to see about that, huh? It's perfectly suited for on-road. Let's check out just a little bit how suspension is working. Let's check it out just slightly slower. Just a little bit how suspension is working. Okay. Okay, now we have to see the bike on the light off-road. We can see how suspension the suspension travel is working and how it takes off on the light off-road. We can see how suspension the road suspension travel is working and how it takes off the road. Okay. And you can see the rider position, it's quite comfortable. You can see the suspension, how it's working. You can see how the bike takes off the... On this road, I think this is not a problem for the TRANSALP. Hello everyone, which are coming later in this live stream. We are discussing about the new reviews, the new test rides which were done with the TRANSALP in Europe this time. They are coming up on the YouTube quite often in Europe this time. They are coming up on the YouTube quite often. Let's see here, just a second to be sure that you're seeing. Okay, let's put all the... Let's see here. Okay, maybe now you can hear it better. Okay, let's put all the... Okay, so we can see actually the TRANSALP on some off-road. Okay, so we can see actually the TRANSALP on some off-road. This is a light off-road, nothing more than that. But we can see the rider position, which it's quite comfortable. Nothing more than that. And is able to ride the bike in a proper off-road position. 60 miles per hour. In a proper off-road position. 60 miles per hour. We're back. Okay, it was a rainy day, it was a muddy day with the TRANSALP test rides. Let's put it back to normal speed. I'm looking forward to your questions. If you have any questions regarding these test rides, I was actually watching all the test rides which were done with the TRANSALP, and I'm able to answer some of your questions. If you have some misclarities or something like that, please put them in the comment section on the chat, and we'll discuss about that. Yeah, Joe, the 4 seems to be working great. I like it. And I like also the ground clearance which we have now on the bike. Check it out, it's quite enough on this off-road light one. Check it out, it's quite enough on this off-road light one. So actually he has 58 kilometers per hour. So actually he has 55, 58 kilometers per hour.
Ma se c'è una cosa che la Honda TRANSALP è sempre stata negli anni, nelle versioni, quell'elemento che l'ha mantenuta immutata è il suo essere
Is it reassuring being a reassuring motorcycle? Reassuring, and we see in these precise vertical lines. Being a reassuring motorcycle. Reassuring, and we see in these precise vertical lines.
anche le origini con quello che era il concetto iniziale, quello della 600. Se vi ricordate, qui sul fiacchettino sulla 600 c'era scritto Rally Touring. Ecco, questa TRANSALP.
Yeah, I can imagine with this bike with the rally pack. With the rally pack, I'm pretty sure that now the aftermarket manufacturers are looking forward to sell some of these accessories for this bike. I think it will be a bike with a lot of accessories sold after its official release, and after Honda actually give all the dimensions and everything. And after Honda actually yeah, man, yeah, Joe, June, it's not far away, but still still it's far away, man. People are testing the bike, they're riding the bike. I actually purchased the bike, but I have to wait until June to ride this bike. I need to have some patience. I have to have it. On May, I will be able to test ride this bike before my official bike. My bike I will receive it. I will be able to test the bike in May. This is the fastest I can test it. I will be able to test the bike. There is a limited amount of bikes which are coming in my country. On a dealer, not more than 3 bikes for the moment. I think there will be 6 in all over the country. 6 bikes on the first delivery. 6 bikes which are already purchased by customers, and yeah, it's on the first delivery. Only 6 people will have this bike. And yeah, it's on the first delivery. Yes, yes. At the beginning will be expensive, of course, of course. Yes, yes. At the beginning will be expensive, of course. Quite easy to change. Okay, then we can change the riding mode. I think the dashboard is very intuitive. And you can now we have look 57 Celsius at the engine temperature, or the oil engine 57, but I don't see any. Let's see any data here. I don't see. I think it's 5.3 the fuel consumption on the off-road. They made 141 kilometers. I'm checking some infos from the dashboard. Maybe we can find out if there is a temperature indicator on the dashboard. I'm pretty sure that it must be. If there is a temperature indicator on the dashboard. I'm pretty sure that it must be. Okay, we have another off-road here footage. Yeah, Joe, the display is quite nice. Okay, we have another off-road here footage. Okay. Yeah, Joe, the display is quite nice. I've tested in a fairly slippery off-road. Okay, how he tested it? This one step ABS for the front off-road. This is quite conservative from what he said. One step ABS for the front off-road. Okay, traction control 3. So you really have to accommodate with the riding modes. I don't think it's a good thing to change them from the beginning. First we have to ride it, to know the bike, to know how it reacts to different riding modes, and then to be able to change them and make the switch between the rest of the riding modes and the user mode. To be able to change them and make the switch between the rest. Sufficient to calibrate the user mode according to your taste. Yeah, but calibrating the user mode needs some practice with the bike, because if you don't calibrate it right, then you must encounter some issues, right? Some practice with the bike. because if you don't calibrate it right, then you must encounter some issues, right? Da, da, da. Da, da, da.
Succede, quindi state tranquilli che Honda non ha risparmiato sulle cose che contano, non c'è risparmio, visto che l'attenzione ai costi è uno dei temi di cui si discute e si è discusso in questi giorni.
Okay, they discuss also about the cutting of the cost cutting was one of the most important topics what they discussed in the Honda press conference.
Nemmeno la ciclistica.
Was one of the most important topics what they discussed in the Honda press. So this Italian rider was quite. I really liked his review. Was touching some really important points. I really like the hits. Convinced that for the off-road of the type designed by TRANSALP, okay.
Rende la guida ancora più fluida e piacevole, l'aria soprattutto su testa e spalle si percepisce. Questo che per muoversi un po' avanti e indietro, le pedane forse sono.
Okay, for the saddle it's just slightly space for movement back and forward. So check out how many riders there were there, at least 4. Just slightly space for movement back and forward. So check out how many riders there were there, at least 4. But what a day for testing the bike, eh? I think it was a good day for testing this bike. But what a day for testing the bike, eh? I think it was a good day for testing this bike. Let's check out some off-road riding. Okay, the front suspension, I like how it's working. Let's check out some off-road riding. Okay, the front suspension, I like how it's working.
È quella più votata però al viaggio e quindi secondo me andrà a prendere non solo i vecchi storici svelta nella ciclistica, non è nemmeno quella più enduristica, è quella più votata però al viaggio e quindi secondo me andrà a prendere non solo i vecchi storici nostalgici della
It's really nice to see these stock tires performing on this surface, this muddy wet surface. Stock tires performing on this surface, muddy wet surface.
Come è sempre stata la Transalp, ma che a differenza delle
Let's hear this guy.
sa anche divertire, perché di motore ce n'è, di birra ce n'è, è grintoso, si guida molto piacevolmente, ha un comportamento neutro, sincero e si trova subito la giusta fiducia. A livello di comfort, la sella è abbastanza comoda e spaziosa.
You
Anche
order
per
it?
due la posizione
Maybe you can give us some details. You are from Greece? Because I heard that in Greece they're gonna receive the bike quite early in April. So give us some hints about that. Tricolore, yeah, sure. Tricolore, I think it's the nicest color. And yeah, I ordered also Tricolore. It's a pity that Honda didn't put out their more color options. These guys are speaking also, and I was thinking about the red color, maybe red with blue and something like that. Maybe a red with big blue lines or white lines would have been really a standout color. But nevertheless, this iconic white and blue red color as a tribute makes this entrance of the TRANSALP quite nice. Makes this entrance of the TRANSALP quite nice.
Ed eccoci finalmente alla fine di questo test bagnato, momento in cui
Let's hear it a little bit.
Vostre domande ve le sono segnate un po', più o meno i temi sono ricorrenti, ad esempio notizie sul passeggero, come si sta a viaggiare in due. Ho fatto un breve test con un collega e di spazio per il passeggero.
In Italy, late March. Yeah, Evangelos. Italy, it's the country which has the best price of the bike, 10,500 euros, something like that. And of course, it will receive the bike much faster and earlier because the sales in Italy, the motorcycle sales in Italy are on a different top level when you compare them with the sales in Europe. Therefore, yeah, they are receiving the bike much faster. They have one of the best prices. And everything comes up to the delivery costs. When you have a higher delivery costs, of course, the end price of the bike will be higher. And who pays this end price of the bike? We as the customers. So I would like to buy the bike, for example, from Italy or from other country, which is has the lower price. But then comes the discussion with the price transportation cost, the transportation cost. So we're trying to have the best price, but in the same time we acknowledge these transportation costs which are reflecting in the end price which we are paying. Okay, they charge 250 euros for Tricolore. Whoa, this is yeah. So actually it's a basic price which you have, which if you want the Tricolore version, then you pay 250 euro more. So 11,750. Okay, so you have basically the same price as we have here in Romania. Which is 11,505. Okay, so I have to see, maybe I have to pay an extra 250 euros for this color. I don't think so, but let's see. Surprises are coming, huh? Gray and black, 11,500. Yeah, man, but check out the gray and black. They are these colors. I don't know. I'm sorry about Honda, but let's see. Let's check them out, man. Because okay, this is the color, and check out this one. Huh? Just a second to switch. Okay, so check out this color, man. It's this is matte iridium gray metallic. And this is the black one. So I think Honda did, I don't know, two similar colors. Look at these colors. They are so similar. Nothing extra here. So check out this one and the rest of the colors. It's basically this one, which we know that will not be available in such a big amount as these colors. I want to show you something which I saw on the videos, which these guys are presenting. Just a second. Okay, this also in Germany. Some German guy was making this test. This is also from Italy. Just a second. We have this guy from Motorride TV. Okay. I saw an introduction of the videos with a lot of bikes. Just a second. MCN, we just saw it. Okay. Just a second. MCN, we just saw it. I want to show you something. Just a second. Please have some patience.
Welcome back, everybody, to an...
There was an intro of the video with a lot of bikes over there, man. I think this one in Holland. There was an intro of the video with a lot of bikes over there, man. We have a lot of taxis in Greece. No way, black and gray. I know, man. It's this is not. There are not some colors which you have to consider. Look at here. I think this is in Italy. Check out how many bikes over here. Look at here. I think this is in Italy. No, no, it's not here. This
Honda
one.
TRANSALP.
Okay, they receive these guys which were tested these motorcycles. They receive somehow the same materials, some video clips. Also, the informations are the same. Let's see here. This one it's Slovakia. Okay, this one also was available for testing in Slovakia. Motorride SK. Really interesting, huh? This one also was available for testing in Slovakia. Motorride SK. Come on, where is it, man? It was an intro with I think 15 bikes. 15 bikes aligned. 15 bikes aligned, and people were choosing to test it. Let's see here. I think this is also in France. No. Let's see here. I think this is in France. Also in France.
Welcome back everybody to another Motobob video, and I've
Okay,
and this is a bike that I've been massively looking forward to riding.
We were stopping at discussing the colors. So actually, from what we found out from Evangelos in Greece is that there is an extra 250 euros when you want this tricolor color. Okay, so you want the tricolor color, you pay 250 euro more. When you want this boring gray and black color, you pay 11,550, something like that, or 10,600 if you are lucky and you're living in Italy. Okay, we finished with this Italy test in the mud, and we are going to Netherlands, which was a boring, this Netherlands test was really boring because it only said about the specs, few things about how the bike is riding, so we're gonna close it. One of the best was this one from Moto.it, very comprehensive, even an off-road test, which was done on the rain. Very nice, very good job. Very comprehensive, even an off-road. Okay, let's check this one from Slovakia. Very nice. Prăjvedoși mizoded la Honda TRANSALP, odpovede na vase otaski. Evangelos. Here in Greece there are a lot of Tenere 700. I'm not surprised because you have quite some off-road over there, very interesting and nice landscapes. I think the 700, the Tenere 700, it's very suited to this off-road. Okay, so this guy was able to test also the TRANSALP in Slovakia. Let's check it out. Yes, I'm pretty sure that I saw also in Romania, I saw a lot of old TRANSALP. A lot of TRANSALP. You know, even a friend bought it for almost 3,000 euros. So you are able to find a good TRANSALP in a very good shape, starting from 2,000 euros up to 3,000, 3,500 euros. Still, the old TRANSALP. So this guy actually seems like it's not. It was not participated to a Honda show, but he was able to test more of these bikes. Let's put a translation, man. Shit. No available translation. Sorry, but we have to check them out. Okay, so I think. So he was taking the bike. Look here, it was a Honda event. Okay, it was a Honda event. Look how many. Look, man. So let's count them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 TRANSALPs, and all are tricolor color. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 12 Transalps for the test ride in Slovakia. Yeah, it's a nice picture over here. It's a nice picture, man, with the 12 Transalps. Wow, check them out, man, check them out. So many bikes for test rides, and all they have this rally pack, they have this adventure pack. So basically they are fully accessorized. And this is the Honda event where everybody participated here. Quite nice, huh? What do you think? Look at the Transalps, man. Finally in Europe, but not in Romania so far. We are waiting until June, July. Maybe we can steal one of these bikes from Slovakia. Maybe we can steal some Transalps and bring it here for test ride. I'm not. I cannot stop looking at so many Transalps here in Europe. I first saw the Transalp test ride, which I made a video about it in Vietnam. There were only few Transalps, only gray color, but check them out here. Look how many Transalps, man. 7, 12 Transalps. Okay, people, they are checking the bikes. Look how many Transalps, man. Yeah, everybody's talking about them. Discussions have been made. And everybody's preparing to test them. And look at this gravel road. I think it's quite a steep one. Check it out. Check it out. Maybe we can see some really hard off-road, which these guys are planning to do. Maybe we can see some really hard off-road. Let's see, huh?
Pohode takú tenkú mikinu, keď som ju poskladal, nemajú skoro na štandard. Podobne ako má na stole.
Okay. Nice landscape here for the march. Good. Okay, bike presentation. Let's see some tests. These are only pictures, man. No. Please give us some videos. Let's see some tests. For the moment, just pictures, just slide of pictures. Okay, so this test ride was starting very promising, but unfortunately we have only some picture slides. I'm sorry. We have to close Slovakia and move to Motorbox TV. Ha fatto tanto parlare di sé, un nome mitico per una moto che secondo tanti ha un'estetica troppo similare alla CB500X. This is the Italian test ride. Introduzione. Okay, so this guy, it's actually giving us some hints. Previous Transalp are quite good and cost a lot less. Regarding the previous Transalps, I have to say that there is a model starting from 2010, which 2009, 2010, not the last one, the one before the last one, seems to work out more in a reliable way. The first ones are quite good. They lasted quite a lot. Aprilia Touareg for sure is better than Transalp off-road, but I have doubts about reliability. This topic we have discussed it. The Touareg, I'm really impressed. I was really impressed about it. I was able to see it and to ride it just to make an impression about the sitting position. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know about the service of Touareg. I don't know about the reliability. I don't know nothing. But it's sure it's a better bike, a better specs. It has better specs. Let's get back to this. Okay, this guy. Commercial stays. I like it. Just a second. Okay, this guy. Buy YouTube Premium if you don't want commercials. Where is it? Okay. Good. We're back. Okay, so these are the tires. I'm really curious to see what tires will we get. will we get the Karoo street tires, which are these ones? And from what I can see, these Karoo tires are looking better than the Dunlop Trail Mix. What do you think? We have the Dunlop Trail Mix and these Karoo street tires, which are not bad. From I'm checking only the profile. I like more these Karoo tires. I'm actually thinking to buy the Michelin Anarchy Wild. Michelin Anarchy Wild, I think could be my first tires for this bike, but these Karoo tires are looking not bad. Okay, this guy is testing, just presenting the bike, making a short overview of the dashboard. I have to say, regarding the quality of the bike, I can see that it's well done, well finished, quality made. I don't see some ugly plastics. I don't see some something inappropriate and low quality on the bike, at least. I don't see some something. Come on, man, give us some off-road. Okay, so this guy, I think he's quite tall. He has more than 180. So this guy, I think, facilità. Automatic translation in English, please. Although we like Italian language, I think in English we can understand more. Although we like Italian language, I think in English we can understand between 4,000 and 9,000 RPMs. I lose a bit of its thrust underneath. It is not immediately. So he lost a little bit of thrust. Okay. It is not immediately. That's depending quite a lot of your riding style, and it's depending quite a lot of the style you are used to ride it. That's depending quite a lot of your... Is an optional. Okay, quick shifter. I'm thinking to have the quick shifter. I don't know, I never had a bike with a quick shifter. I rode one bike with a quick shifter, and I think yeah, it's not a must, this quick shifter. I don't think it makes a huge difference at the end of the day. Yeah, it's not a must, this quick shifter. I don't think it makes a huge difference at the end of the day. Some doubts for the low exhaust, some doubts for the suspension. Okay, let's see what this guy, now this guy rode the Transalp on the off-road. People, they had some doubts about the suspension, how the suspension will travel, how the position will be and everything. Let's check out his feedback. But again, Evangelos, let me tell you something cool. The Tenere has 30 horsepower less. The new Hornet, which shares the same motor, different map. Tenere 58 horsepower and Hornet 88 horsepower. Yeah, so 30 horsepower less. That's quite a huge amount. You put them on the dyno or what? 30 horsepower less. Tested on Dyno's jet. Okay, you test the Tenere on the Dyno jet. 58 horsepower, really, it's quite a low. 58 horsepower. That's quite low, huh? And the Hornet 88. That's the last Hornet. Yes, the last Hornet 88 horsepower. 30 power difference. That's impressive. Let's move to this test ride off-road, which I think this guy will clarify most of our questions. On the rear wheel. Okay, on the rear wheel. Good. This guy will clarify that the doubts remain only for a really extreme use, but according to Honda, for this type of use, I bike at home is really there. Okay, so Honda says that if you want more off-road, if you want more aggressive off-road, buy the Africa Twin. So they leave space for the Africa Twin. They are not one to kill the bestseller, Africa Twin. Okay, so it was about the latest Hornet. Okay. Is it an excellent buy for the ones which are actually? So if you don't exaggerate on the off-road, this bike will do its job. So if you don't exaggerate on the off-road, this bike will do its job. What was interesting to know, it's how the bike brakes on some different off-road situations when you disable the rear ABS and you leave the front ABS with the one one point. Okay. With one point. Okay, so this was a test also from Italy. The MCN, we just saw it. Primer contacto. Okay, this is from Spain. We have a test ride which was done from Spain, from Moto SX 1000. We have a test ride which was done automatic translation. Let's put it in English.
Honda TRANSALP, presentada en 1986, es una leyenda en el mundo de las motos trail.
Okay. Good. Okay. Not commercials, man. Go. Okay, in Spain, another test ride which was done here. I suppose there are a lot of bikes also here, check them out. Or it was the same, or it was the test ride which was done in Portugal, because it was a test ride done in Portugal. And I think people from all over Europe, they were invited to this test ride made of, or a press conference made by Honda, which was took place, one of this took place in Portugal, one in Italy, I suppose. Made by Honda, which was took place, one of this took place in Portugal, one in Italy, I suppose. Okay. He says something about the suspension. It's a tad soft for my taste, but we are lucky we can regulate, so we can make the preloads of both fork and rear spring a little harder depending on your loading. It's the same. Look, it's the same. These are the same video shots which were present in all of these test rides. So we have one shot which I recognize, and I think these are the same. Look, this one with the Road 87 on the left side. I think you can see it. You don't see it. Let me show you. Yeah, it's a look. It's a Road 87 on the bottom left, and this is the same shot done for all the videos. Okay, so this was a video provided by Honda. I'm sure that 2 years from now they will put tubeless tires on its facelift upgraded version. Yeah, the tubeless tires option costs 1,600 euros, something like that. This is the option for the tubeless tires, but let's face it, the TRANSALP doesn't have tubeless tires, not even the standard Africa Twin. The Tenere doesn't have tubeless tires. The Touareg, I don't think it has tubeless tires. The TRANSALP doesn't have tubeless tires. The V-Strom doesn't have tubeless tires. I think this tubeless, we have to accommodate ourselves that these bikes are somehow made to be ridden not with tubeless tires. The tubeless tires, I think and I presume they are more for the on-road motorcycles. But when you're planning to go with the bikes, Touareg has only, okay, has tubeless tires, the Touareg. But this adventure, so-called adventure motorcycles, they are designed, especially when you go to off-road, to have tube tires. And I can say that we have to be used to use both alternatives, tubeless and tube tires. We have to accommodate ourselves as motorcyclists with both situations, tube and tubeless. We have to do it. We have to test it. We have somehow to learn how to deal with both situations. Okay, let's get back to the test ride. Learn how to deal with both situations. And now, seeing all of these test rides, one thing is certain: this bike behaves very well on the normal tarmac road. On road, perfect, comfortable, perfect touring bike. Let's see how it will perform, or what let's say what we can say for sure when it comes to the off-road. Yes, sure, I agree, but image if you have a boom flat tire with 170. Yeah, I know what you mean. Let's check on YouTube. Maybe we can see boom flat tire at 170. Let's see, maybe we can I don't know, someone what happens to a tire at, I don't think we have something here. Let's see, flat tire tube motorcycle. Let's see, flat tire. Yeah, we have to see. I know what you mean. If you are on a highway and you have a flat, or the wheel, the flat explodes at these speeds, yeah, I can agree that can be a problem. But this is up to you and up to, how can you say, up to your riding style, if you are ready to be exposed riding. But I totally agree. We saw guys which are actually having this flat at 170, but I know, instant loss of air. That's totally true. I can understand. Look, instant loss of air. We have here a guy which is changing a tube tire from the Tenere. We have here a guy which is changing a tube tire from the Tenere. These commercials. Let's check it out. It will start in 1 second. Yeah, if you are seeing, let's check it out. It will start in 1 second. Okay, you have to learn. You have to learn also how to change the, if it's if the flat it's on the front wheel, then will be a easy job. If the flat it's on the front wheel, then will be a easy job. Yeah, you must have definitely you need more tools to take out the wheel, and this you have to use them in order not to scratch the rim. Especially the Transalp rim has yeah, Evangelos, it's harder definitely than the tubeless, but I will not say it's impossible, or if with some practice you should do it. You don't have a chance, you must do it, depending on how tough the tire is. You don't have a chance, you must do it, depending on. And you can do it on the one way. For example, you can yeah, the foam also can do some depending on the flat. You can make it easier by removing only one side of the tire and put back the tube inside from one side, and then you work half you do a half work. You don't have to take out the complete tire. You just put back the tube inside. The complete tire. You just put back. Okay, so at the end you must also learn this procedure because you have a tube tire. And these are the tools. I saw this Bit Pro tools which can be useful for this job. Let's get back to this guy. This guy in Spain. We are back. Let me check the cameras. Should be okay. Okay, so we are here. This guy in Spain. We are back. Let me check the cameras. Should be okay. Okay, the same gravel roads. They were choosing these basic gravel roads to be ridden in. Okay, the same gravel roads. They were choosing these basic gravel roads to be ridden in.
100% off-road, pero sí es una moto con la cual podemos aventurarnos por pistitas fáciles, incluso con alguna otra, con mucho cuidado. Incursiones. Lo notamos muchísimo. Es una moto cortita entre ejes, juguetona, que de un peso contenido, porque en orden de masa están los 208 kilos, que no está mal. No está nada.
You can see there's some sliding on the rear
Muy
wheel.
manejable. Podemos hacer con ella muchísimas virtudes.
What they don't say what riding modes have they used here. They were used the gravel mode or they used the user
Vale,
mode.
no
We
es
don't
una
know for
moto
sure.
de enduro 100% off-road, pero sí es una moto con la cual podemos aventurarnos por pistitas fáciles, incluso con alguna otra, con mucho cuidado. Una moto que tiene muchas aptitudes también para off-road. Evidentemente el recorrido de suspensiones no es el idóneo, valdría la pena que tuviera algo más de recorrido, pero tampoco es una moto que va a ir enfocada para usuarios endureros.
Okay, he just rev it here.
Una aventura que
Let's
le
hear it
complique
one
el
more
trazado
time.
y pueda salir airoso de él. Corría el año 1986, el segmento de trail estaba en auge y había una moto de la marca Honda que causó, corría el año...
On the other thing that bothered me also the CB500X, see the horn button displays that flash must be on reverse. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. We have to check out on the Transalp where the horn is placed. So this is how the old Transalp was looking like. Check out on the Transalp where the horn is placed. So this is how the old Transalp was looking like. Yeah, it's not bad at all. This is a picture from 1987. This is the first Transalp, and what I like about this bike, if you check it out more properly, let me put it this way. So if you see here, look at the saddle, man, look at the seat. It's much flatter. It's this is very nice to see, this seat. But I was hoping that they will put the same seat, the same seat which will be much perfect for movement. This is the first one. Look at the beige plate, it's very similar with the one what we have now. And the colors are more like more through the violet. Evangelos, I already bought it, so maybe you can check out my previous videos. I already bought the Transalp. Maybe you can check out my previous. So I already bought the new Transalp. I actually purchased it in November after I sold my NC750X, and I'm expecting to have the bike in June. Hopefully I can test it in May, where the bike will come here in Romania, and I'm gonna receive it in June. The price the same as you have in Greece, 11,600. You know, so the old Transalp, quite an impressive and iconic Honda dual-purpose bike. And we have here the new Transalp. Yeah, it's as some classic will say, the legend continues. Look at this, I like a lot this radiator grill. This one which I saw here doesn't have a Transalp logo. Yes, Evangelos, I will put the rally pack plus the crash bar, the fender crash bar, the 12-volt charger, the touring windscreen, and also I'm thinking about what else there is on the pack. Maybe some deflectors, wind deflectors. I have to see, I have to ride the bike to make an idea on what kind of accessory. And also I would like to put some radiator protection. I think it's a must for this bike, this radiator protection. I'm looking forward to put it. I think it's a must for this bike. The same preload adjustments. And now we can make an idea, clear idea of the bike. You know, people have ridden. To disc, now it's just come out with the specs. I don't see anything here. Ah, look at the average fuel consumption, man. What they written here, it's 7. So we saw the official one, which is 4 point something, 4.2, 4.5, and here we have the average fuel consumption of 7. You know, yeah, man, a lot of money. So 11,600 euros for the Transalp, and then comes the accessories pack, which is not less than 700 euros. 600 euros for the Transalp, and then comes the accessories pack, which is not less than 700 euros. Okay, so we make this idea about the Spanish. We move to France. Okay, so we Spain 12 points, France 8 points, Eurovision Song Contest. Yeah, let's move to France. Here in France they tested also the new Transalp, a 25-minute review. I'm really curious. Let's switch. I'm not such a great French native speaker. So let's switch to English. Okay, short description, the same video frames, and we can see here, yeah, Evangelos, 7 liters per 100 kilometers. That's quite a lot for some off-road, which these guys did. Let's check out the suspension travel, how it's working in France. We are in France, Transalp test rides. Okay, let's check it out. We can see how the springs are taking over. We have 200 millimeter suspension travel, 43 millimeter diameter, and 200 millimeter suspension travel. Okay, it's very comfortable, they say. Look at, okay. I would like to put it in a slow motion. Just a second. I will put it in a. I would like to put it in a slow because I would like to see how the suspension takes over. Okay, let's see it. Let's check it out. Because I would like to see how the suspension takes over. We have some look. I don't think it has the possibility to go upwards and hit the crash bar. What do you think? Maybe if you take a higher bump, it will be possible to hit the crash bar. I don't think so. Or maybe it will reach the end. I think it will. Look at here how close it is to hit the crash bar. I'm really hoping that I'm not gonna maybe some progressive springs will help. I don't know if these springs are progressive. It should be. The latest springs from the Honda NC750X are progressive springs. I'm not sure if this bike has progressive springs for the front. This fork absorbed all the big shocks, weather, speed. So this guy has a feedback of the suspension. He said it absorbs most of the shocks which they encountered. This guy has a feedback of the suspension. He said it absorbs most of the shocks which they encountered. The Trail has a car to play against roadsters. Ah, look at here, look at here. Now you can see. I hope you are seeing. Let me take out my face. Look at here, look at here. Now you can see. Okay, so check out now. This is the suspension travel. It almost hits, not almost hits, but I think we have some 1 centimeter space until we reach the crash bar. So until the crash bar we have some space over here. Look how close it is, huh? Look, now it's even closer. What do you think? Or it's the angle which we are looking at? I think it's the angle which we are looking at. Or it's the angle which we are looking at. So check it out. It's quite close. Now the bike stopped. So check it out. It's quite close. Now the bike stopped. Now we see the rear suspension. As most of the off-road bikes, you know, the bash plate and the crash bar will put 15 kilos. I don't think it's too much, 15 kilos, Evangelos. I think on the NC, for example, the Givi crash bar put together 2.8 kilos. And I didn't have a bash plate, so the bash plate should be about 1.5 kilos max. So I think we'll put extra maximum 5. Let's put 5, but this is top weight, which I suppose we can have if we put crash bar and bash plate. But we have crash bar, engine protection guard, and the bash plate. These three together, I suppose they don't have more than 5 kilos. So we're gonna have a total weight of 213 kilos for the bike. I suppose they don't have more than 5 kilos. So we're gonna have a total weight of 213 kilos for the bike. You can put a gas and then two suspensions are well matched. Okay, so you have to match the preload adjustment of these two suspension, you know. So the mass transfer, it's equally distributed on the bike. Two crash bar up and down. Yes, there was. Let me show you, Evangelos. Just a second. I will show you on my previous video. If you are watching the Ideal Bike YouTube channel, you will see that on my last video, which I comment the first test ride, which was done with the TRANSALP this year in Vietnam, you will see here, let me show you the rally pack. So we have here, just a second, let me show you the rally pack. We have the rally pack. So we have here, just a second. So you see here, we have the rally pack. Let's go further. Okay, now it's better. Now it's better. So you see here, we have the rally pack. Let's go further. Okay, now it's better. Okay, so what we have here, Evangelos, it's the engine guard. The engine guard consists of this this guard protection, which is like a crash bar for the engine. This is the engine guard. This is how it's called. This underneath is the skid plate. So we have engine guard, skid plate, and the crash bars. So the engine guard and the skid plates are in the rally pack package, and the crash bars, the fenders protectors, are in the adventure pack. So these are the engine guard and the bash plate. So this is the bash plate, the skid plate protection. And what we have here on the comfort pack, the skid plate protection. No, on the adventure pack. Adventure pack, okay, sorry. On the adventure pack, we have, no, on the adventure pack. Look, we have the radiator grill on the adventure pack and these crash bars. Look, we have the radiator grill on the adventure pack. And look, the radiator grill, as I told you, has a TRANSALP logo. The ones which we saw on the back on the previous videos, they don't have it. They don't have the logo on it. The ones which we saw on the back on the previous videos, they don't have it. They don't have the logo on it. Okay, so now we have the rear suspension. 75 Newton meters. 75 Newton meters. Oh, now we have a number. So the chassis, it's 18% lighter than the NC750X in terms of the chassis. So 18% lighter the chassis, comparable with the NC750X. So 18% lighter the chassis, comparable with the NC750X. They come up with this 208 kilos, considering that the bike has zero accessories. Zero, which it comes to how is it called, a center stand. So the bike doesn't have any accessories. That's why it weighs 208 kilos. It has no center stand. It doesn't have engine guard, crash bar, nothing. So that's why this bike is lighter. The other bikes, the Tenere for example, or the even the Suzuki V-Stroms, they are coming with some accessories. Please consider also that. Even the Suzuki V-Stroms, they are coming with some accessories. Please consider also that.
Disponible sur le mode gravel, on va le voir. Si vous rentrez un vendredi soir du boulot en mode rain parce que il a plu, c'est glissant, le contrôle qui est au maximum limite vraiment beaucoup.
Let's see, he's speaking about the gravel mode and about the
le dimanche
ABS
matin ou samedi matin. N'oubliez pas de remettre la moto en mode sport.
Don't forget to put the bike back
Est-ce que vous pourriez être surpris du fait que le traction control qui est au maximum limite vraiment beaucoup. On a fait l'expérience.
So the traction control actually limits when you put them at maximum. It limits your movement.
Lorsqu'on remet la louche de gaz, eh bien la moto a tendance à cahoter. Elle ne prend pas de tour de régime, et donc il faut relâcher la manette des gaz pour calmer un peu l'électronique et repartir.
Okay, so it seems like when you put it to this rain mode, when you put the traction control in the most aggressive way, it seems like the bike had the tendency to stop the gas, and to be back on track you really have to stop accelerating completely and then easily try to get back on the road with the acceleration.
Un mode
So you
gravel,
need to have to
le mode gravel il est
calm down
intéressant
a little
pourquoi
bit
parce
the
que la
electronics,
réaction de la
the
puissance
distraction
est
control, because it will
un peu
intervene
plus
quite
prononcée que le
often
mode raid,
on
mais
your
elle est quand
riding
même plus
mode.
douce que dans les modes sport
The
standard. Le
Yes,
frein
yes.
moteur est plus
At the
important, c'est là
moment,
qu'il est le plus
I
important.
think
Le traction
it's the
control,
best
eh bien,
option,
il est
at least for me,
assez interventionniste
for what I'm
par
planning to
défaut.
do,
Et le
and
mode ABS
for
est sur le
what
mode 1, donc un petit
I
peu plus
consider
permissif.
as
Il y a la possibilité non seulement de déconnecter
as a step,
l'ABS à l'arrière,
as a step
l'arrière
forward
uniquement,
to the
mais également
Honda
de
NC.
déconnecter l'antipatinage. Si Honda se défend d'une utilisation vraiment engagée en off-road, dans ses communiqués de presse et à travers les discussions qu'on a pu avoir avec les responsables japonais, il est toujours fait mention de sentiers plus que de ornières et de circuits de motocross.
Okay, they are mentioning that they are actually insisted on the fact, this Japanese press said from the press conference, they insisted that this purpose of the bike is for trails, not for motocross, not for anything more than just trails, off-road, light trails. This is very clear.
Il faut rappeler que Honda...
Yes, I had a Honda with a DCT. You can check out on my channel all the videos regarding this topic. I have more than almost 100 videos regarding the Honda NC 750X. Everything about this bike I could put out. You will find it.
Au niveau des commodos en accessoires.
Dashboard reviews, off-road reviews, everything, reliability, service, everything which I can put out for this bike.
On va se trouver dans les
And I sold it with 61,000 kilometers
donc
and
juste
6,000
au-dessus
euros.
des 5000 tours minute, et là, comme par enchantement, les vibrations disparaissent et on est comme dans son canapé.
Okay, so it seems like these bikes have some vibrations. Until 6,000
Ce qu'on note également, c'est que
let's check out
vibration au niveau du guidon.
Wider handlebars have slight vibration at the level of the handlebars between 3,000 and 4,000. So between 3,000 and 4,000 RPMs, this bike has some slightly vibration.
Sur le dernier rapport, on va se trouver
this vibration disappears after
sur le réseau secondaire.
5,000
Donc, pour les motards qui aiment voyager en race campagne à allure modérée, ça sera peut-être disparaissent. Durant, il fallait et il n'y a aucun souci en ville ou la jumelle qui a été conçue des carreaux pour 4 difficultés. Attention.
So let's check out some prices here.
999 €, c'est donc 400 € moins cher.
So the TRANSALP, it's cheaper than Tenere in France.
Étant donné le programme routier cumule les 5 packs à la fois, on a une centrale en compte, il y a une selle réglable, bref, vendu à 2545 exemplaires dans toutes ces... On a une centrale en compte, il y a une selle réglable, bref, vendu à 2545.
The Mission, we saw it. This we saw it. Okay. Okay, so we have the price from Italy, which we already knew it. Okay, so we have the price, and it is 10,690. And it is 10,690.
Vedete, alla mia destra è la nuova Honda TRANSALP e non appena
Did you have any time on high traffic? I mean, no. Actually, with the Honda, with the NC, let me show you something. With the Honda NC, I had quite some easy traffic. I also made deliveries with it. With the Honda NC, I had. Let me show you some short deliveries, which I did. Just a second. Let me show you some short. Look how many videos, man. When I look back, how many filming I did, how many videos. Wow.
So my friend just put diesel fuel inside this Honda NC 750X. Let's make it even inside this Honda NC 750X.
Just a second. I was riding it also in the
I need
winter.
to show you this. It's called a quad lock.
Oh,
this is the motorcycle handlebar
sorry about
mount,
the commercials.
as you can see there.
I was also riding it, check it out, in the mountains, man, in the snow.
Stability, and
I was riding this bike also in the snow. In the mountains, man, in the snow. Look at here, huh? And also in the city traffic. Look at here, huh? And where is it? Where is it? Ah, here. In the city traffic. So after the mountains, check it out, huh? Check it out here. It brings out very nice memories. This was actually one of my first rides with the Honda NC 750X in the winter times. This is actually March or April, something like that. And to answer your question, you can see here some of the traffic situations. So Evangelos, you can check out here on the traffic. Check it out, huh? Now it's actually the Transbucegi Road. Transbucegi Road in Carpathian Mountains. It's actually the Transbucegi Road. This is close to Sinaia. And here is in the traffic. Basically no major problems struggling through the cars in the traffic, so it was not a problem, man. Also here, check out here, look at here, huh? Perfect, perfect space, no struggling, no struggling. I was able also to make some slalom between the cars. Also here, check it out, huh? No problems, man. In the traffic, absolutely no problem. Also here, check it out. No problem.
A guardarla potrebbero sorgere un paio di problemini. Beh, il primo aspetto da considerare pure è i primi modelli. Diciamo una ciclistica
okay, they have the gray one.
Non è quello da dire,
nei primi 6 mesi del 1987, quando la Transalp uscì, vendette 10.000 moto. Quindi una cosa pazzesca. Ok, ma cosa si può fare con questa moto? Io vi parlo della mia esperienza personale. Io ci ho guidato in sella per più di 15 ore senza nessun problema
traction control, quindi sul controllo poi bisogna.
So this guy is actually speaking about the, I was thinking also DCT, but small ground clear. Yes, and the weight, man, it has 230 kilos, 238, something like that. And the weight, man, it has 230 kilos,
di cambiare su 4 livelli di gestione.
So here we have another fuel consumption medium, which is 5%. Ok, 5%.
Dell'acceleratore, 3 livelli sul freno motore, 5 livelli sul plausi di questa Transalp, perché rende la guida sul binario. Accelero.
They didn't go for some off-roads, maybe just some roads.
Strada non troppo risultati. Devi il monviso, il freno piano per rischia di avere una sella che è più abitabile, più larga e
in ever since it was unveiled at EICMA last year. You see, it shares a platform with the...
And I think we've completed most of... we have this from Germany. Deutschland, 12 points in the Eurovision Song Contest. Okay, so we have... Let's put out...
Okay, so we have eine echte Legende. Auf der anderen Seite füllt sie aber auch ein wichtiges Loch im Honda-Line-Up. Zwischen der 500er X und der Afrika Twin gab es bisher noch nichts.
This we did.
Bin ich sehr froh über die neue Honda Transalp.
Okay, so we have only the test ride which was done in Germany, or some Germans participated to this test ride. Just a second to search the English to be sure about
test ride. Und drittens ist das Ride by Wire. Ergebnis ist im Endeffekt, dass die Honda TRANSALP viel sanfter ans Gas geht beim Fahren.
Okay, they have basically the same riding pattern as the ones which they test the bikes in France, Italy, Portugal. The same riding pattern as the ones which they test. Okay, they're speaking also the low frequency sound which is created by the exhaust. This is the high frequency sound which is creating at the end, and the low frequency sound which is at the front where the pipes are going in. The ones which are coming late in the chat or in the videos, we're discussing about the latest test rides which were done with the TRANSALP in Europe this week. The latest test rides which were done with the TRANSALP in Europe this week.
Aber es ist halt im Endeffekt nicht zu vergleichen mit einer Yamaha Tenere. Das sind zwei Paar Schuhe und die funktionieren auch unterschiedlich. Den Kunden Offroad ist coole Welt und das ist ganz klar 90% Onroad, 10% Offroad beziehungsweise.
This is what they are saying. Somehow, I don't see this bike as only 10% off-road, to be honest. Let's face it, this is not a 10% off-road bike. As much as you don't want to compare with the Tenere, this I'm sure it's not like the Tenere, but this is not a 10% off-road bike. Okay, it's not a 50-50 bike, but it's a 40-60 in my opinion. It's a 40 off-road, 60 on-road.
Ein unglaubliches Vertrauen in dieses Motor gefunden. Das kannst du zwar im Preload in 7 Stufen einstellen.
What do you say, Evangelos? 20% off-road? You see it? That's depending quite a lot on your of your riding purpose or how you do it. Huh? It can be on 100% on-road if you want. No. I was using my NC actually 20% off-road, and I see this bike did more than 40%, so to say. 60-40, 60-40, I think it's a good proportion.
Das ist halt einfach den Preis geschuldet, vielleicht gibt es irgendwann mal eine Special-Version oder
60-40,
haben wir hier die Rallye-Fußrasten drauf, die Streifen...
Tenere 35, I think Tenere it's a 50-50, man. I don't know if you saw my previous video, but let me show you here. I think Tenere it's a 50-50, man. Tenere off-road. Let me show you what Tenere can do. Tenere off-road. You will, of course, you will see what Paul Terrace did. That's depending on your riding skills. That's depending a lot of your riding skills. That's depending on your riding skills. That's depending a lot of your riding skills. So check out, huh? So this is not a 35% off-road bike, man. Look at here, huh? Look what this Tenere can do. If the proper rider can do it. So I think if the proper rider can do it. So I think look at here, huh? Wow. Check it out. Check them out, huh? So this is 50-50 if you want, or this is can be 60-40, 60 off-road if you want to make it. So that's depending on the capabilities. The Tenere is definitely more capable for the off-road. That's for sure. It's much more capable, and I'm pretty sure it can actually do it. Look at here, man. Though, so it's quite impressive. I know. This is the rally suspension. This is a special suspension which will be present on the Tenere Extreme and will be available for the But check it out, man. Check it out. This is not an... This is a 60-40. This is a 70-30 off-road bike. Check it out, man. Check it out. Wow. How? No, it's... I cannot even look. This is a 70-30 off-road bike. Yeah. No, it's... I cannot even look. Yeah, so what I can see Tenere can do, it's really impressive, really impressive. Yeah, so we'll get back to the Transalp. What I can see Tenere can do, it's really impressive, really impressive. Yes, I think is one of the GOATs. We still have some time until we're gonna see the Transalp do such nice jumps over the river, over the rocks. Ah, look what he did. After 80. Ah, okay. Let's see if he has, because he has a small he was touching a little bit the surface with the foot peg. I have to say that they start a bit earlier, but who cares? We also have crash bars. Okay, so he was able to touch a little bit the foot pegs with touch the surface with the foot peg. Yeah, he puts also another question regarding the stickers, the Transalp stickers, which are sticked to the fenders, how much they will last, how much they will be present on the fender. Maybe the sun, maybe who knows, in time, how reliable are these stickers, the nice stickers with the Transalp, how long will they last? So now we have some price of the accessories, man. Check out 2,000 euros. Some of the accessory prices, if we put them together. Okay, I think you see the photo. Let me take it out. So this is where they actually touched the foot peg. Yeah.
Zusätzlich haben wir Sturzbügel drauf. Andere ist auch der richtige Stichpunkt. LED-Ausstattung rundherum, alles dran, was du brauchst. Windschild ist leider nicht einstellbar, ist aber komplett so, wie es hier steht, in Ordnung gewählt. Der mir alles Röntchen verloren gegangen ist durch das nicht mehr überlackierende Sticker. Ein bisschen schade, aber hey, was soll's dafür, den fantastischen Preis.
Yeah, this I can tell you, because I sold my NC750X with 6,000 euros. So 6,000 euros, which I get after 4 years and 61,000 kilometers. You can imagine this bike depreciates only with 500 euros per year. So I think it's a good price, which I could get after 4 years. I'm really grateful that you stayed until now. I really appreciate it. It was nice commenting on this live. This live will be available later, even later, if you don't have time to watch it. Thanks a lot. Have a good night and see you soon. Bye bye.